Hi, in that little video, we're going to look into how to check and prove the permissions that are active for certain elements. So I was moving to that folder in here. I got my designer card in here, and to check permissions, I can simply select the element, select security, and there's effective policy. Effective policy allows me to determine what permission is active here. So I can in here now see what happens to a certain user. So I can use Patrick. And for Patrick, I want to know exactly what the permissions for this specific user on this element is. So I'm selecting Patrick, and in here I can now see exactly the permissions that are relevant for that user. So I can show all permissions, of course, so I see the ones that are not active at all, or I can look at only the ones that are accessed in here, so I can exactly see what permissions Patrick has on that element. So that's actually the easiest way to determine and check the permission that is granted for a certain element. And if I want to get more details on the permission, I can also select something. So let's go down here. So you see a bunch of elements in here. So I've got edit item in here. So I can now select edit item and see why Patrick has exactly that permission. So in here I see, hey, there's my user Patrick, which is the user, and I can see in here which role in here is causing this specific permission. So I can see, hey, there's a bunch of permissions. Let me resize that folder a little bit for you. So make life easier. So just resize that element. By the way, if you dislike that little window here, you can hit create reports. You get it one as a report. So I have the information in here on the effective policy. So I can now check in here, and I can see because of which role a certain element is assigned. So I see Patrick has the role domain developer, and that one sets the permitted permission on the element. You can see exactly what element is active here. So I can see this permission. Those are the permissions that are on the element itself. That's the permission on the first subfolder. So remember, that's the reporting object folder. That's the retail sample folder. That's the permission caused by the Patrick folder. That's the permissions caused for personal content. And that's the permissions on the WebFOCUS repository, which is the highest level in here. And that's permission on WebFOCUS client in the overall system. So that's the hierarchy of permissions. And I can see on every hierarchical level what type of role and permission is created on that level.